Ooh, she's all clean. All right, guys, behind me in that little box is the solution to a problem that's been keeping me up at night. Sleepless nights that this box is gonna fix. And I kind of teased it in last week's video, but it does have to do with these wastegate lines, these boost lines that go to the max solenoid. They're sketchy to say the least. Okay, now traditionally there are three types of boost hoses. There's these 1/4 inch, or you can get these in all different sizes, but usually 1/4 inch with these push to connect lock fittings. So it locks like that, and then you press in on this and pull out. There's that style. There's your standard vacuum rubber hose. And then there's AN stainless steel lines that you can get. Now currently I am running this style, the push lock fittings, or push to connect fittings, whatever you want to call them. And as you can see, like down here, it has these 90 degrees that come off the wastegates. This is plastic. Now I don't know about you guys, but plastic and 1,000 degrees don't mix very well. This is the wastegate. This is the plastic line. It's way too close for comfort. And I've been running these because it came with a kit. I've had a few people talk about the lines melting, which can be potentially very, very dangerous. That will blow up your motor if it overboosts. So in order to combat that, we are switching over to stainless steel AN lines. Now this is PCV coated stainless steel lines. These are PTFE, meaning that it has that extra little olive in there, which I'll show you here in a sec. I ordered 10 feet of the PTFE line, 28 fittings and connectors, and this little handy dandy tool. Now this stuff is not cheap by any means. The 10 feet and the 28 or 29 fittings, whatever I ordered, was $280. Not cheap by any means, but I'd rather spend $280 on wastegate line than $10,000 on a motor prematurely, right? A lot of people say this might be overkill, switching over to just the AN. You do whatever you want with your own money. It's your motor, but I'm not gonna risk overboosting because one of these lines pops off because it gets too hot. Or a connector melts and it can't regulate the right amount of boost. It's not worth it in my opinion. It's a fraction of the cost for 100% more peace of mind. So I'm actually gonna be doing a walkthrough on how to make the AN lines, how to test them to make sure that they're not leaking. And this kind of goes for all PTFE lines. So if you want to make your own fuel lines, you can do it this way as well. I know, for example, these the Dorsch kits that you can get for the high pressure fuel pumps, the lines that connect to like the ethanol sensor, stuff like that, those are all PTFE lines, so you could make these yourself. I ordered all my stuff from Racetronics, pretty reputable brand, super quick shipping. I think I got these in 2 days. So let's get all these lines off that I have in there now so I can show you like a map of kind of what we're doing. And then let's build some AN lines. So this is what came off of the car. This is the contraption I came up with. All of these connectors are from Talens. This is the best stuff that you can get from what I've seen. They do make metal connectors, or brass, I think they are. So brass would probably be the better option, but you're still dealing with this plastic tubing that's subject to so much heat. And then this is the boost reference line that I made already. This one goes from the right side of the max solenoid right below the vent to the front of the turbo. And this is the line that I made for that. So lines up like that, a little bit longer, but I've already made this one. Let's get into making these other ones. And we have a few different type of things that I ordered. So this is the T-fitting. This is gonna replace this T-fitting here. And then all of these lines, so on both ends we'll have straight fittings. Just go straight on. And then if it needs to connect straight to the wastegate, I have a straight one. And if it needs a 90, then I have a 90 degree. And I don't think I mentioned it, but this is 3 AN. You can use -4 AN as well. -3 AN in theory would work better with vacuum because there's less air to evacuate. I think it'd be a very minor difference between the two. And let's take a look at one of these straight fittings so you guys can get an idea of what we're working with here. So this is actually 3 pieces. This is the part that goes around the actual line. And then this little silver piece is what they call an olive. This is probably the most difficult part of this entire install process. This is only on PTFE lines. And there's the top part that actually threads into the collar. So let's take apart this side and make this line. So it's cut to size now. We can put that one off to the side. In comes this handy dandy little tool that Racetronics sells. This actually spreads back open the hose from when you cut it. And then it'll also help us press in that olive here in a second. Make sure both ends are circular. I'm just gonna secure the line in here so we can work on it without it moving around. Take some silicone lubricant and lube up the end so we can slide that fitting on. This is that back collar. This is the threaded portion. Just gonna tap it on with a hammer. All the way in. This stuff will tear your hands up as well, so just like a rag or something. Apply a little bit more so we can get all the way to the back. So now that this is on there and all the way to the back, we need to spread out the metal braid. I'm just using a small, tiny flathead screwdriver. There's this plastic inner tube, the metal braiding, and then the PCV coating on the outside. You have to get this in between the steel braiding and the plastic tube. Just kind of work it all the way around. And then you'll take your tool, slide the olive on the end of it, and then push it into the line. Get a better angle on that. Push on the line. And the goal is to get this, that plastic tube to the end of the collar. You see that little line right there? To get it to that lip. So we have a little bit more to go. You have to spread out that stainless steel braid. And then we'll be able to push this just a little bit further. And then once you've got it, slide the olive back in. Lube this back up with a silicone spray so we can get this collar back to the front here. A little too much, but this is while keeping pressure on that olive with your tool. Then you can slide out your tool carefully and put the top in there now. You'll feel the threads catch, and then let's switch it over to these clamps, which magnetize to the vise, which is pretty nice. So that one will go this way, this one will go this way. They'll clamp together, make any size. You can hold it sideways in the vise, you can hold it up and down. If you try and use a regular vise without these aluminum jaws, then it will mar the crap out of your fitting. It just won't look as good. Same thing for these. This is an adjustable AN wrench. This one goes from 16 to 3. We'll be using this around instead of a regular wrench. Again, it will mar it up if you use a stainless steel or steel wrench. Snug it down on there. Run it all the way down until those close together. I'll show you guys the other way that you can do this as well. You can hold it up and down, or like I said, you can put it in the side as well. Let's do that for this one. Finish it off. And you'll feel it get to a snug point. Just do a little bit past that. And that is 1/2 of an AN line made. It's really not that difficult, just a little bit time consuming. So I'm gonna throw on the other end of this and make a few more of these, and we'll get to the next step. Just to give a little side by side, this was the before line. This is after, just to get an idea. I got these 2 extra lines, not extra, but I'm working on the next one. So this one will be separate, but this one, looks like it goes like that one. So I need to make these 2 lines for the other one. And then this is the reference line. And just wanted to show how we'll actually be testing these. So I have 50 PSI in the shop hose right here. I have a -3 AN to 1/4 inch NPT, this quick connect fitting. And then I have a -3 plug, and I'll be putting it one end, putting this in the other end, throwing it on the hose, and then putting it in this bucket of water, seeing if any air bubbles come out. Connect these 2. And I don't hear anything, but let's put it in the water anyways. Put it in the water, shake it to get all the surface air bubbles off. And see, that is why we test, because that is most definitely leaking. Well, something super annoying just happened. I went out this morning to keep adjusting these fittings. So I tested these in the water, hooked them up like I showed you guys last night. Tested all these ones. These ones were good. I had one, this one. I had one, I believe it was this end, that was leaking. So I went to go tighten it down some more. And the adjustable AN wrench completely broke. The teeth broke off in there. 3 teeth broke off. Super annoying. I'm not really sure what I can do now. There's nothing I can do with this one, so I just same day shipped one from Amazon just to try and get one here before tomorrow when I have to drive the car. So I guess I have to put the car back to how it was before with the push to connect fittings. So apologies, those won't be finished in this video, but if you stick around for next week's video, we'll get those installed, and we'll also start a new project, which I'm pretty excited about. I appreciate the continued support. You guys killed it on the last video. If you guys ever have any topics that you guys want me to talk about, any video ideas, I'm always open to that. Alrighty guys, I'm gonna go stare out my window and wait for the Amazon person to arrive. Till then, I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.